Episode 85, Traitor. Hanji and Theo Magath survey the Jaegerist-occupied port and find it odd that the Jaegerists have not yet destroyed the flying boat. Possibilities range from no longer thinking Hanji's soldiers and the remaining Marleyan forces are a threat to not wanting to avoid losing valuable technology that would be difficult to replace following the destruction of most of the world. However, Hanji is certain the Jaegerists will destroy it the instant they learn the combined group is there, and it will be difficult to stop them even with some of the 9 Titans. Behind them, Annie emphasizes to the others that they will need to take out all their enemies simultaneously in order to avoid the destruction of the flying boat, but Mikasa advocates caution to avoid endangering the Azumabito family. Piekfinger and Onyankopon agree. While Onyankopon could pilot the flying boat on his own, the Azumabito engineers are needed to service it and prepare it for flight. Annie then repositions her argument, suggesting that the scouts portion of their group wishes for them to hold off the enemy, while the Azumabito prepare the flying boat for takeoff in addition to not killing any of the Jaegerists. Jean admits he would like that if possible, so Annie pushes them, particularly Armin, to suggest a plan that allows for it. Piek says that such a plan does not exist. They either wipe out the Jaegerists or they lose the flying boat, which causes Connie to protest that they did not come here to kill their friends. This causes Annie to conclude with resignation that it is too much to ask of people like them, suggesting that if it had been them sent to Paradise Island instead of the warriors, they never would have broken the walls. Reiner Brown suggests that Jean, Mikasa, Armin, and Connie wait in hiding with Gabi and Falco Grice, so they are not spotted by the Jaegerists and forced into confronting them. This does not sit easily with Jean or Connie, but before more can be made of it, Hanji returns with Magath and tells them they will not be spectating. The Wall Titans have crossed the ocean and the world does not have much time. Heng suspects they have already arrived in Marley and the first cities have been destroyed. Magath pushes his way over to Yelena and begins suffocating her as he demands to know where Eren is heading. He breaks her arm before stepping back, and Yelena gasps that she has changed her mind. She does not want to die before seeing how things end and will consider talking under the condition that they bring her with them. Hanji and Onyankopon remind Magath that their priority right now is the boat, and on spotting Gabi watching them, he backs down and apologizes to the scouts for his behavior the night before. Magath explains that he had been trying to justify his own actions to himself, rather than seeing them as part of the vileness of his own country, and he recognizes now that the scouts are not at fault for anything their ancestors did, nor, for that matter, are the warriors. What they need to do is remember this history and turn away from all this killing so it does not happen again, which is why what Eren is doing is unforgivable. He bows to the scouts, asking them to overlook the current bloodshed until it is over. Armin refuses, saying that he will not stand by with clean hands. Inside a port building, Flock marvels at the thought of a new beginning for the world to a captive Kiyomi Azumabito. He tells her and her engineers to focus on contributing to the island, at least if she does not want to lose any more of them. Kiyomi, however, warns him that Paradise Island will not necessarily be made safer by the change. The world will be smaller, but people will still kill each other. Floch thanks her and says that he himself has been arriving at that same conclusion, but points a gun at her temple, warning Kiyomi that she could be gotten rid of if they decide that seafaring and flying boats no longer matter to them. He begins to remind her of her place when he is interrupted by a shout from Armin, who is outside on horseback with Connie. Armin claims he has been chasing the cart Titan and that it is currently swimming away along with the armored Titan. He asks that the Azumabito ready the flying boat so they can chase after them. Armin and Connie ride up to the flying boat where they are stopped by Daz and Samuel Linka Jackson. The flying boat's tarp is strapped with explosives. Armin asks for them to be removed, but Samuel brings up the rumors that the two have joined forces with Marley. They deny it, which Samuel finds a relief, and they continue to press for the explosives removal. Daz disconnects them from the detonator, but notices Armin and Connie's unease as they wait in hope for the Azumabito engineers to come. After a quick assessment of their story and actions, however, Floch is suspicious of Armin's and Connie's claims, noting that it would have been faster for them to come via locomotive rather than horseback if they were so certain of their enemy's destination, and questions what they have been up to since their last communication and why they have been incommunicado. He concludes that he has no proof either way, but decides that this much suspicion with lack of satisfactory answers is troubling, and it is best to stop trouble before it starts, and lifts his gun. Before he can kill the Hizuru engineers, Kiyomi forces him to the floor so his shots go wild. Jaegerists run into the room to suppress her, but Mikasa crashes through a window to stop them. Floch escapes out another window and shouts to the Jaegerists to kill Mikasa, Armin, and Connie as traitors. As the Jaegerists rally, Mikasa hurries Kiyomi and the engineers to the basement, where they cannot be attacked through windows, and they meet up with Magath, Hangei, and Jean along the way. At the dock, Daz moves to reconnect the explosives to the detonator. Armin tries to stop him but is shot by Samuel, who then trains his gun on Connie. He urges Daz to hurry and blow up the flying boat. Connie tries to speak to Samuel, but Samuel is overcome with feelings of betrayal and laments it coming to this. Though Kiyomi worries about being trapped in the basement with no escape after following Magath, he assures her this is for the best, so that the others can fight without worrying about their safety. Outside, Reiner and Annie transform into the armored and female titans and begin attacking the Jaegerists. In the middle of the fighting, Connie manages to tackle Samuel and struggles to wrestle his gun away from him. Armin begins to revive and pushes Daz off the detonator, causing the latter to point his gun at him. Samuel protests, asking if they are friends. Connie agrees they are, but seeing Armin about to be killed, he recalls Berholt's words about how sometimes someone has to be the one to stain their hands with blood. He wrestles away Samuel's gun and shoots Daz in the head, killing him. Connie then shoots Samuel several times to kill him as well.